Hey y'all. I don't know what time this is going to go up. If it's going to go up on the 3rd or if it's going to come up during the holiday. But I wanted to tell you all thank you so much for your support, all of your viewership. And if you see this on the 4th of July, happy holiday to you. Grand Rising, good afternoon and good evening. Whatever time you click on this reading is the right time for you. And like I said prior, I already thank you for your viewership and support. Now, if you're seeing this, then chances are you saw that the prosecution should have something to be concerned about when it comes to the Daystar Peterson case. And what I'm alluding to is that Tory's legal team was able to get a motion put through that could possibly prove, if they can present the evidence properly, that there was a form of discrimination against him in this court case. Now, I want you all to be very, very clear on discrimination does not necessarily have to be racial, but it can be. All they need to do is show that there's some kind of implicit bias. And once they're able to show that, then they can show that things went in a way more leaning towards like favoritism rather than actually doing things by the letter of the law. So before I go too far, the motion, like I said, it was a big motion to be won on behalf of Tory's team, but this is still early, but it's looking great from here. So we're going to tap into the energy of now that the AG has allowed this motion and is allegedly unsealing files. Where do we go from here? If someone could ever be so kind as to timestamp this reading for the 2-minute and 40-second mark, I will go ahead and timestamp it in the comments. I thank you in advance. Show me the energy around this case now that the AG is allowing these motions to go through. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups that came out in the upright, bottom of the deck. We've got the Five of Wands. So there is some very deep concern around conflict, conflict in communication with how things were situated in the first place, and also a physical conflict, okay? The AG, and I've been telling you all this, the AG wants to know more about what actually happened that night in the street. Like I said, conflict in communication, Five of Swords, that led to this Five of Cups, this dark moment, this moment that is full of regret, this moment that is full of shame, humiliation. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands here, which represents that there's going to be forward movement in new directions with this case after a lot of hardship, the Ten of Wands. Forward movement on behalf of this King of Wands, which would be the fire sign, Tory. And from this point on out, things are going to move a lot faster, a lot smoother. Wands usually, represent rapid movement. So, coins can represent years, wands can represent months. So, there's going to be a lot of information exchanged over the next, 7 to 8 months. Eight again. Eight of Pentacles, which is a work card. The Empress at the bottom of the deck, meaning something's being birthed into fruition. Now you've got a Ten of Cups here and a Tower falling under this King of Cups here. Yeah. There's some more information coming out that's going to swim people's head attached to the people in this case. And when I say this case is with the Lifetime Movie Network and Tubi movie network, this case is what those types of movies are made of. Like every time you think you're getting to a plateau is literally just a step for the next situation to jump off. So we've got the Two of Coins here, which represents going back and forth. Under the Five of Swords, that would be arguing, going back and forth until a cycle is brought to an end. Arguing about what? We got Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. Y'all, Wheel of Fortune and Judgment actually is not a bad combination here, because we're talking about a legal case here. So the new action that comes forward could bring a Wheel of Fortune in the upright attached to a judgment when it comes to Tory Lanez. Five of Pentacles represents someone who could lose a lot of money, people who stand to be out in the cold, to be ostracized. When situations from the past are, brought forward into the mainstream. So what is this energy from the past attached to Tory? Now, once again, Five of Pentacles, it's not necessarily just being broke, destitute, homeless. This is like being casted out, shunned by everybody, and it happened all of a sudden due to situations from the past. Everybody moved forward hastily. Ace of Wands also represents that big D energy. So this goes back to the beginning in the past, where it's like some of the stuff that Tory got caught up in, it was supposed to start off as work that didn't manifest, it didn't materialize. And the work turned into, adult fun time, if you get what I'm saying. This work was supposed to bring a balance through a new beginning. And it was going to be highly profitable. Now, once things turn full circle, Tory's going to do very, very well. I mean, he's going to be highly sought after. And this goes back to that passionate moments, pretty much are what sparked this whole entire Tower to come about. This Magician shows that this is how this all manifested. The Five of Swords, the arguing over, juggling back and forth. between the two. Okay, so in relationship, the Ace of Pentacles is like, offering someone a commitment, and it's like you got this Five of Wands. Someone was jealous and wanted to fight over someone being offered a commitment, or what allegedly looked like someone offering someone a commitment, or giving someone attention that they should not have received if things were above board, which goes back to what happened at night in the street. And all of this that manifested, that brought this judgment about, someone definitely benefited from this, but it's not who y'all think it is. Okay, so you got this Five of Wands, which is like, Tori here in this position. Also, there's another fire sign as well. Okay. Someone who's been seasoned in the game versus someone who's just getting their feet wet. And due to situations that happened in the past, this person is fighting against him having his stability, okay? And it came across swiftly. And now this person behind the scenes that had a very unwavering hand in a lot of this that's going on, baby, they're shook. They're worried about, how they could lose everything overnight once, Tori possibly is guided out of this situation. This is someone who's even thinking about, escaping, leaving, getting out of the country to leave behind this toxic energy, because they know it's going to come full circle soon enough. Now, we've got the Strength card that represents Leo, but this is my Lion of Judah card as well. So we've got, working on balance through a new beginning with this Temperance between July and August. We're in the beginning of July now. And now here it is. The opportunities are coming in. So I knew it kind of threw people off when I said Cancer season, because people just automatically assume that Cancer season was June. But we have to remember Cancer season goes all the way until what, July the 22nd. So now we're seeing the things that I've been telling everyone about happening in Cancer season, where there are, energies that are in transit right now. This is that what goes up must come down energy. What's been held down or what's been held back is now going to be propelled forward. Yeah, and see, here's an offer. The Knight of Cups. This offer comes forward and it helps to send this situation in a new direction, which gets you a Wheel of Fortune over the Judgment and the Magician. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers, which also represents a choice that was made, not just lovers. And it's looking like the AG wants to look more off into the celebratory moments, how the night began, how things progressed along the way, and how these third parties gotten to this space to where things became hectic, even cryptic. So these are the things that he's willing to hear out from the defense. Yeah, y'all, I told y'all, this is about to get really messy because now all sides have to tell the truth whether they want to or not. And we've got the King of Wands here who, you know, has this energy of people from the past that were fighting over him due to this lover's energy. So, y'all, this about to get real messy in the worst way for some people, because energies are going to come forward, things are going to come out, there's some truth that is going to be told that's going to seem malicious, but it has to be said. Things have to be examined, and when it's all said and done, someone's going to be cut off for, you know, keeping people in a stasis of being confused or blinded about the situation. Yeah, and the truth is finally going to come out, the Ace of Swords. And this is what's got this person, you know, in a tizzy, because Nine of Swords is someone who doesn't sleep well, if they sleep at all. And it's due to anxiety. And this person knows that once the truth comes out, they're going to be ostracized. They're going to lose everything. They're going to lose their money, their ability to work. But I said, somebody's getting cut off. The veil is being lifted. People's eyes are going to see what they haven't seen attached to this case. We're finally going to get down to the meat and potatoes of what really happened this night, what was really said, who put hands on who, how this actually really played out that night in the street. And I'm here to tell you, it's going to be some hurt feelings when people see how this actually manifested. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors attached to this case. It's a lot of things that are not being seen, a lot of things that people just are not understanding. And I'm not going to say it's all towards emotion. I mean, some people, you know, due to emotion, they don't want to hear or see things. But for the most part, I think it's because so much evidence has been suppressed, so many files have been sealed, that people really just don't know what's going on, or they don't understand the evidence that's been presented, because it's been presented through a skewed lens, if that makes sense to some of you. They're going to have to get off into a diagram of the street. They're going to have to go back to the original witness accounts of altercations that they claim didn't happen later, because the altercation leads you directly into who was holding the alleged weapon. And when this truth comes out, it's going to hit hard, because it's gonna, for some people, it's gonna feel like it's been in my face this whole time. Why couldn't I see that? Other people, it's gonna be a very emotional exchange, because they've attached their personal experiences to this case, and they're gonna feel like they're let down all over again. But I'm seeing that the truth will definitely be coming out. And once they get the truth about whose hand the firearm was actually in, it is going to be a cliffhanger that's going to be, you know, pretty much like trial of the century type information coming out. Not because of the case itself, but the lengths that people were willing to go so the information did not resurface. So we've got the Six of Wands here and the Page of Pentacles, which is like there's going to be forward movement and expansion with this case. There's going to be new developments with this case. Yeah. This is what's going to be the biggest, and I mean the biggest, eye-opening part of this case. Because you've got the Four of Wands, which represents engagement, in party to, in concert with, okay? And then the Hierophant, which represents law, law enforcement, judge, jury, adjudicator. So when they find out about who worked within the system, who, use their own private special interests, so to speak, to make certain things happen, it's going to be mind-blowing. And then you got the Knight of Wands here, which is, Mr. Here for the short time, not the long time. So they're going to get off into the third party situation, who was dealing with who got with who first, how long somebody was dealing with somebody, text messages, of people talking behind people's backs. Oh, this is about to get juicy, y'all. This is one of those cases where it makes you wish that Jerry Springer was still around, because he would definitely have to be the one to help do court TV for something like this. Now we know the Lovers also represents choices, and then we got the Two of Wands here falling under the Lovers. So this is a choice of going back and forth between two different lovers who got into an altercation. Five of Wands, due to past energy attached to this King of Wands, the fire sign. Okay, so either way you slice it, the fire sign is going to have to reminisce about energy from the past, with people getting into an altercation, multiple people getting into an altercation over a choice that was made between two lovers. Once again, going back and forth between two people. And then you got the Ten of Pentacles, which is falling under the Truth. Okay, so remember when I talked about things being suppressed, bottom of the deck you've got the Ten of Swords, pardon me, which represents the ultimate betrayal. But the ultimate betrayal this time was to bind this man and send him off to jail. And there is a paper trail somehow, some way attached to this truth and some money, allegedly. And this is going to cut somebody off from their financial stability. Four of Pentacles, once this truth comes out. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, if you look at the hair, the picture in the water, that actually looks like Megan. So this is just going to be a wow moment after a wow moment after a wow moment. Like I said, a lot of people are going to be very heavily invested in this, mentally and emotionally. All I can tell everyone is don't turn this into the battle of the sexes. Let it continue to be about right and wrong and getting things, taken care of. because at the end of the day, all that matters is what actually happened and getting to the truth. And you see this? Justice prevails, and it's going to bring heartbreak. For the Star, which is the Aquarius, falling under the Hierophant. Okay. The Devil, which represents toxicity, toxic binds that tie people together. Also, we know that the Devil represents Capricorn. So by Capricorn season, we can get a verdict possibly. Yeah. Justice falling under these new actions coming that are going to pan out into a Wheel of Fortune. That's going to bring a judgment that is going to manifest a celebration for the Knight of Wands, who is the King of Wands, which would be Tori. Tori was out here riding around and getting it, you know, being a whore bag. I mean, it is what it is. If there's no law against it, a whole bunch of men, you know, without money are spreading their love around. So you can't penalize someone for being a slut. Okay, that's the only thing he's guilty of right here on this table. As far as the cards are concerned, we're seeing actively that he didn't have the best discretion sexually in who he was dealing with, and he was a little too free and too loose with who he was allowing to get next to him. And this is going to be a lesson for men to not be so open sexually, to not be so excited when you see an attractive woman or an attractive woman is coming on to you. You got to use some morals and some scruples, or else it could turn out bad. So you got the Queen of Pentacles here. And like I said, a choice that was made that came about rapidly, it did help to benefit someone, but it was not Tori, it was not Kelsey. And just as fast as it came about to benefit, it can come right back around to take everything away. Y'all, from here on out, her money is going to slow down tremendously. People who are in charge, who have control over product placement, you know, brand ambassadors, things of that nature. This is going to be a wish fulfillment. And I just showed this at the bottom of the deck. This is going to be a wish fulfillment. This is going to be part of the karmic scales balancing. Once his defense team really gets to get in here and roll up their sleeves. So I'm going to end this here because I want to have this up possibly tonight, but definitely no later than tomorrow. And this is like, this is my energetic tap in on what's to expect now that the AG has approved several of the motions from Tori's defense team. It's not like everything's going to just happen overnight, but there is going to be forward movement and expansion on behalf of Tori's legal team that's going to give them the leadway that they need to start, you know, clearing some things out before they can start presenting either new evidence or presenting evidence that was not allowed to be shared before the court. So once again, happy 4th of July if you see this on the 4th, which will be tomorrow. If it goes up tonight on the 3rd, I appreciate every last one of you. Have a wonderful evening, and this is just a lesson for all of us. You have to be accountable for your actions. Even if you're on the side where someone has mistreated you, you have to be honest about what role you play in things that can put you in a bad position. And the reason why you have to be honest is because you have to put yourself in a position to where you're no longer vulnerable. Because if you're vulnerable, you open yourself up for unfortunate situations. So I'm going to end this here. And I got a few other videos to do. Bye, everybody. Talk to y'all soon.